Alright, let's try something new. It is currently 5:11 in the morning, and I'm going to try playing some Slay the Spire. I haven't touched it in quite a while. I hear there's a new character, the Watcher. I'm not really great at this game, but I'm willing to learn. Yeah, I have nothing better to do. Why not just make a nice, relaxed video? There's birds chirping in the background. Let's just make a nice little relaxed video of me playing Slay the Spire. You know, in this game, if you don't take it too seriously, it's like Bob Ross. You know, there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Except for those happy little accidents could end your run prematurely. So I am going to play as the Ironclad right now. The Ironclad is pretty fun. He has a lot of different modifiers for I have no idea why I did that, for strength, weakness, frailty. He has stuff for exhausting cards, and just a whole lot of different more attack and stat based things. I probably should have checked the map first, but I think if I took an early shop, maybe that would be nice. Maybe, maybe a late shop. If I took a late shop, bam, 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 I don't really want to go to the heart, so let's see. Alright, let's go here. I meant to hit 2, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll get my health back. So the Ironclad starts with Burning Blood, and at the end of each combat, you heal for 6 HP. So I'm not too worried about that. See, there we go. I earned it back, and I went from 69 to 75. So here's what I'm. This is I don't know if the viewer knows anything about Slay the Spire, but it's card based. So here I have, strikes, defends, and bashes. Each character in Slay the Spire has their one unique starting card. They all start with strikes and defends and another card. The Ironclad has Bash, which applies vulnerable. Vulnerable enemies take 50% more damage from attacks. Then there's the Silent that has Survivor. It gives you 8 block, and you discard a card. Discarding basically means that you just, in your hand, you get a hand here that I just pulled cards from this combat, and you pick one card to just give away and say, I don't want to play this right now, put it in my discard pile. And the defect has Zap and Dual Shock, Dual Cast. And Zap gives you a Lightning Orb, and Dual Cast lets you use that for damage. So I can either deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times, which means I can either hit one enemy 3 times for 3 HP, so 9 damage to somebody, or if there are 3 people, I might hit all 3 of them and deal 3 damage to each. People already on their way? It's 5:15 a.m. Clothesline, 12 damage, 2 weak. That is basically Bash, but a little bit stronger. Just through way of damage. Weak doesn't really... weak, in my opinion, isn't as important as Bash. It's more of a situational thing. The weak and vulnerable have their different uses. I'm going to go with Shrug It Off. It gives you 1 extra card from your draw pile and 8 block. And if you upgrade it, I think it goes to 11 block. So it's pretty good, especially for 1 energy. This is a shop here. Knowing my skill level, I might want to take a fairy in a bottle. But I think I'm gonna take an armaments and remove a defend, because I don't want to cloud up my deck. Because if I add these nice cards that each give me block and something else, I don't want to just get a basic defend, because this one gives me as much block as this one. However, I upgrade a card in my hand. This one just gives me block. So I don't want to keep drawing mostly defends, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see. Okay, you have more health. If I hit you with a strike next turn, you will die. Elements, why not get, I don't know. Sure, why not? I have no idea what that eye means. I've never seen that eye before. Okay, so I got a power potion, which gives me 1 random power card. A power card gives you a random stat modifier that you use throughout the battle. We'll see that in a second. 1 vulnerable. Let's see. 8 damage, 7 damage. That is good for crowd control. Now the question is, how many crowd control battles am I going to be in? Who is this guy first? This is... okay. Vulnerability is not going to do much against that guy. I think raw damage is what I want to go for. Okay, Essence of Steel. This gives me 4 plated armor. Plated armor is like, it gives you block at the end of your turn. So I get 4 block at the end of my turn. And if an enemy deals enough damage to break that armor plus deal damage to me, I will lose 1 plated armor. So the next turn after that, I will have 3 plated armor, then 2 plated armor, and then so on and so forth. Gonna go for flex for extra strength. Strength makes you deal 1 more damage per each level of strength, which is not an insignificant amount, depending on your turn. I do like an upgraded armaments. That means that instead of upgrading a single card in your hand, you upgrade all the cards in your hand for the rest of the combat. Let's go to this campfire and upgrade something else. I think I want to do a pommel strike for extra draw. Okay, so this man, he has metallicite, so at the end of each turn, it gains 8 block. And you have to break through the block every single time, which is a pain in the butt. But while I'm able to do this, I'm going to apply vulnerability, and the next turn I'm going to attack as hard as I can. Let's see, power potion. See, whenever a card is exhausted, draw 1 card. So there are certain cards that, after 1 use, you can't use it again for the rest of the combat. And if I use a card that is like that, then I'll draw another card afterwards. Doesn't really help me in this deck. extra strength from Inflame, which would be nice. At the start of my turn, lose 1 HP and draw 1 card. I'm not super into this, so I'm probably not going to take this. So I'm going to take Inflamed, and thanks to it being a potion, I'm going to be able to use it for free. So that's a free 2 strength. So I just went ahead and applied vulnerability and then used a huge attack on it. So you saw that the enemy's health bar get whittled down immensely. I'm going to go ahead and armaments, defend, and I'm going to deal a little more damage. Flex, pommel strike, strike. Okay, next turn I only have to do 2 damage. There we go. Mango, upon pickup, raise your max HP by 14. That's not a non-substantial amount. I'm now at 94 max health, which is pretty nice. I do have a flex, which means that a heavy blade would be pretty nice. So here we go. This is a card that would synergize well with the card earlier, where if I exhaust a card, I draw another card. This card means that at the beginning of every turn, well, no, when I play this card, I'll play the card at the top of my draw pile. So, over here on the left side in this corner during combat, you see your draw pile. And I'll play the first card that I'm going to get next hand, and then I exhaust it. So this would play the next card in my hand, that would go into my hand, and then I would draw another card with the synergy that the 2 cards would have. This is a huge attack, however it adds 2 wounds to my deck. Wounds are unplayable cards, so this means that instead of drawing attacks or defends, I would instead draw 2 of these that I can't play. That would muddy up my deck a whole lot. Heavy Blade deals 14 damage and strength affects this card 3 times. So, instead of it going from 14 damage to 15 or 16 damage with a card like Flex, it would go up way more. And I think that I will be taking this. And I'm going to be upgrading that. There we go, Molten Egg. Whenever I add an attack card into my deck, I upgrade it. So any attack card from here on out that I pick up, it will be pre-upgraded and I won't have to upgrade it at a campfire. Okay, these thieves really make me mad. I do not like playing with these men. So every attack, they take 15 of my coins away from my money pouch. And then once I kill them, I get my money back. That's for crowd control. I'll pick up a cleave. It deals 11 damage to all enemies on the field. So if there are 4 enemies right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, I use a cleave and it deals 11 damage to each one of them. Okay. So this man, he gains 2 strength whenever you play a skill card. Skill cards are defends, mostly. And so the general consensus is that you do not want to play defense unless you know you can kill this enemy next turn. I almost just played a defend. What is wrong with me? I probably should have played a different card. Horn Cleat. At the start of your second turn, gain 14 block. I will not be complaining about that. Shrug it off, I'll take it. Yeah, let's upgrade the shrugs. So these, when they die, they apply 2 vulnerable to me, which makes it so that I take 50% more damage from their attacks. So if I really want to do this battle correctly, I want to kill both of these on the same turn, so that I take as little damage as possible. Okay. Alright. I won't be taking damage, thanks to Horn Cleat. I'll take another flex. That's a terrible idea, but I want to do it. I mean, I can just punk block, punk block, done. Now I've got the Horn Cleat. Let me flex, I'll bash and strike, not taking any damage. There we go. No. Okay. Maybe another shrug, maybe flex. I think flex. So, recall, you gain a key. Here, I should mention this. Recall, I gain the ruby key, and it goes right here. I need 3 keys to be able to go to the final super huge boss. So by doing this, I go to a huge boss, like I said, and you get these keys, the ruby key, by recalling at a fire, at a campfire. You get the emerald key by fighting a flaming elite, such as this one, and you get the sapphire key by going to a chest and taking the key rather than an item. I'm not gonna go for the heart, the mega boss at the end of the run, I suppose. I'm gonna upgrade Shrug It Off. Let's draw 3 cards. Okay. I'm not complaining. I think this might be the right idea. 34 damage instantly puts them in the down state. Now I have some... Bam. Yeah, sure, I'll take 1 damage. So this man, he charges up a super huge attack, and if you deal enough damage to him before he gets to put off that attack, he goes into defensive mode. On the first turn of defensive mode, he deals 3 damage to you if you attack him, and he does a single attack on the first turn to you. And on the second turn, he deals 2 attacks. So 8 times 2, that is 16 damage. He does 8 damage twice. So he always has this attack pattern. It is always the same way. Let's see, what do I want to do? I've already... I really don't want to take damage. I don't know why. I can afford it. I just don't want to. Check this. Bam. Bam. No, I'm not taking damage. This guy can't touch me. Loser. Idiot. Dummy. Bam. Okay, next turn, he's down. See, this is a huge attack. He charged up, and he's going to do a huge attack. Unfortunately, on this turn, oh no. He charges up. Wait, no, what am I talking about? Okay, never mind. I did not do the math right. I thought I was going to take all that damage. Did not have to. Okay, I'll set him up for a big hit next turn. By big hit, I mean itty-bitty, tiny, well, never mind, that is a substantial hit. $16. There we go. Did the math correctly. I think bash, pommel strike, and then next turn I'll be able to put him down. I mean, knock him down onto his knees, not euthanize him. I'm not I might actually. Might mess around and euthanize him. I think I want to extend the vulnerability. Okay, well, if I'm going to be taking all this damage, I might as well just knock him out. Okay. Ooh, okay, so these are interesting. So each boss, at the end of each boss fight, you get to choose 3 cards of higher rarity. And all of them are pretty fun. This one is called Impervious. It gives you 30 block and it exhausts. So it's a one-time get out of jail free card for a boss attack. It's usually pretty good if you can get it on the right turn. When upgraded, it gives you 40 block, so it becomes even better. This is Fiendfire. It is automatically pre-upgraded due to the Molten Egg. So Fiendfire, you exhaust every card in your hand, and you deal 10 damage for each card that you exhausted in your hand. So if I have a hand of 5 cards, and I use Fiendfire, I exhaust the other 4 cards in my hand, and I deal 40 damage. And then I exhaust that card, my own card. I don't get the extra 10 damage from Fiendfire being exhausted. Well, I misclicked and accepted that. I wasn't going to take Berserk, by the way. During boss and elite combats, gain energy at start of your turn. I wouldn't mind getting that, honestly. Tiny House. Upon pickup, obtain 1 potion, gain 50 gold, raise your max HP by 5, obtain 1 card, and upgrade 1 random card. That's usually good for if you have a very, very thin deck, and just don't have that oomph to make it to the next floor, and you just need resources. Sozu, you gain energy at the start of your turn, and you can no longer gain potions. I usually take this, however, I've never seen this before, so I really want to try this. So I'm going to take the Slaver's Collar. Okay, I like this route. Shrug it off. I mean, 20... Oh, I can't even play it. Never mind. I just outmathed myself. Okay, you can't confuse that which is already confused. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so this man has plated armor. So the same thing that happened with my potion, where I could have lost my plated armor over after sustaining a bunch of attacks, he does the same thing. So the best idea is to just keep chunking him. Keep chunking him. Big ol' heckin' chunker. I don't like the idea of taking a lot of damage, but it's okay. I'm not gonna flex because that's just, I mean, I have no reason not to, but I don't know. If I cleave him, he doesn't lose the plated armor. If I did the huge hit, he does lose the plated armor, and then with the cleave, he loses more of it. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So this will be 40 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. So those cards are basically gone to the ether. You won't see them for the rest of the combat. Which is unfortunate, but they've done their part. I'm just gonna defend, I don't want to take extra damage. Flex, cleave. That's okay. 4 damage next turn, I can easily do that. Bam. True Grit gives me extra block, and I will exhaust a card. I don't really want to keep exhausting cards because I already have Fiend Fire. And I'll basically just run out of cards. So I'm happy with what I have. Okay, so this is a business proposition. I could knock one of these men down to 6 health. Or I can flex, bash one, and cleave, and take him down a whole lot. In this situation, I think this is the better move. What? He's not taking my money. He's not taking my money. I swear to gosh. There you go. Take all my cards. Okay. What is this, man? Oh, it's the night guy. So, I'd like an extra defense, honestly. Yes. Obtain the book. Nori's Codex. Okay, that means that at the beginning of each turn, or at the end of my turn, I can add one. They'll give me an option of 3 different cards that I can add to my deck, and I can choose to take them, or I can choose to not take them. The choice is all mine. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna knock out a defense. I just want to heal right now. Upgrade Bash. Apply 3 vulnerable so that the vulnerability will last longer and I'll be able to have more large attacks against enemies. Let's give the Slaver's Collar a go. I'm very tempted to Fiend Fire right now. However, I will not do that. 12 damage? Uppercut, I think. This man is going to do a large attack at some point, and I would like to be able to... maybe a dropkick? Um, so my math is off. I'm not thinking right. I'm just gonna wipe the slate clean, not take any damage, and then I am going to attack this man hard. Drop kick. Get my... Ooh, there we go. 13 times 3. 13 times 3 is 39. That's not enough. 27. 27 plus 9. I think this is the better proposition. Get out of here. Alright, so that was a terrible fight. Strawberry, let's go. Bludgeon, very, very tempting. But I don't think I'm going to take it. So the great thing about Singing Bowl is when you add max HP, you also add health that's equal to the max HP you earn. So if I add 2 max HP every combat, then I also add 2 HP. So in the end, I'm actually regenerating 8 HP at the end of each fight. This would kill me. Guess I'm gonna have to take that. Okay. Flex. Italicize, maybe? I don't have to worry about a hit necessarily. I mean, I could just take you out right now. Let's see. Okay, 10 HP. I'm doing this all wrong. My brain is like, take 2 damage. My brain is not functioning at levels at which it should. It is going, well, if I pick this option, then I'll do this, and then I play it, and then I'm like, well, this isn't gonna work, time to do something else. I don't think it's helping me out in the long run. Okay. If I Flame Barrier, I will not take 8 damage. However, you see, I said however when there was no however. 8. That. I fully expect to die. I'm going to die. I'm not winning this. I'm not gonna keep adding. If I can keep a level of stasis. Okay, Seeing Red. 14 damage. 14 damage. Alright, now this man is going to be mad. Give me Bludgeon. Give me Bludgeon. Please. Flex. So that gives me 2 extra damage. 12. Pop, 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 pop. Alright, well, that's the end of the run. That went about as well as I would have expected. This was informative on what I need to figure out, everything, basically. And it gave me something to do at 5 in the morning. So, yeah, if this isn't an entertaining video, I hope it can be a video that one could sit back and just listen to. Yeah, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a good one. Thank you.